Hi everyone, it's Sam from Creatively Sam's, and today I'm making small eucalyptus swags for my bathroom. If you want to see how I did this, stay tuned. It's coming up next. This is the state of my shelves in my bathroom right now, and they need greenery and they need color. And I want to stick with the turquoise that I have in the curtains and in the shower curtain. And that was the inspiration to get this whole room done in a beach theme. It's a little gift that my husband gave me a couple years ago, and I really like it. So, I also love the smell of eucalyptus in the bathroom. When the steam goes through the bathroom, you can smell it all through, and it just invigorates. So, we're going to get started with something to add to these shelves. Okay, I got my eucalyptus out. And I've got a ruler handy, because my shelves are 13 inches wide. So this has to be cut 13 inches. Okay, I started by cutting off all of the little branches. Some of it can be cut with scissors. Most of the time I need wire cutters for the thicker parts. When you have a branch like this, you've got several pieces that you can cut off of this. And these thicker pieces that are on the stem can be used as a base to give it more fullness. So now that everything's cut apart, I'm going to get started laying it out. Okay, I've got my 13-inch piece, so I know that everything that I put on here cannot go farther than that. So what I'm doing next is taking the little branches that I cut off the main stem and just laying them across so that it has a little bit of fullness. And you don't really need that much of this, because the leaves are so full to begin with. And I also have to remember that my shelf is only 5 inches deep. So I really can't get this to go any more than that. So that's about as wide as it's going to be able to go for this shelf. And then I'm just going to keep laying them in. And when you have little pieces like this, you just cut the very end off. And tuck that in. And once I get this to be even, I'm going to use some wire to put it together. Okay, I cut some floral wire 24 inches long and doubled it. And I'm just going to take this right in the center, just like I've done so many other projects, and twist it. Okay, there's the beginning of the swag. And now I'm going to make a bow. Out of some ribbon. And if you haven't seen my how to make a 5-minute bow, I'll put a link in the description box. So once I get this ribbon done, or this bow done, we'll come back. I made an 8-loop bow for this, and I'm using grosgrain ribbon instead of wired because that's what I had. And when you use grosgrain ribbon, it has a tendency to fray at the end, so you want to heat set it, and that's just running a flame along the edge, and it'll seal it. And I don't know if you can see how fuzzy that is. Now it's sealed. And that way it won't fray later on. Okay, I'm just laying the 2 long tails that I cut along the swag. And then I'm going to tie this bow around the center, right where I originally tied the little bunches together. And twist it up and twist it in the back. I spot glued the ribbon to the leaves to keep them in place and to keep the color going out to the end. To hide the wire in the center of the bow, I added a little shell and put a pearl in the center, and I did that with hot glue. Not sure if it's got enough color in it yet, but I'll think about it. Nah, it needs more color. So I'm going to paint some seashells to add more color, and we'll be back when I'm done and I'll add them. And this shell shape has always reminded me of roses, and I always thought that they would really look good in an arrangement as roses. So I painted them a turquoise, and 1 coat lets the pattern show through. 2 coats you can't see it, and I kind of like the pattern showing through, so I'm just going to stick with 1 coat of acrylic paint. And when these completely dry, they are still damp, but when they completely dry, I'm going to add some pearl paint to it. Now that the shells have dried, they don't feel damp anymore. I'm taking some of this pearl paint, and I'm just going to give it a coat on the top. And this pearl paint gives it a pearl finish, but still lets the color show through. And I'll be finishing all of them. And once they're done, I'll flip them over and I'll give the pearl. Here, I'll put a coat of the pearl paint on the other side. And that way, no matter which way they're facing in the arrangement, they'll have a pearl finish to them. And we'll be back when this is all done. Okay, the seashells have all been painted, and I'm just going to hot glue a few of them in. And they're going to be hot glued right to the leaves. Yeah, I think that's giving it just enough color going out towards the ends. All I have to do is clip off the wires as soon as these dry in place, and we'll see how it looks on the shelf. If you were to decide to use this as a wall hanging, leave the wires on the back, twist them into a loop, and use that to hang it. Okay. And I think they turned out pretty good. Gives enough color in there. The smell is incredible. And I like it. If you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and happy creating, everyone.